Hello and a very warm welcome to the Insider Essay, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to evolving markets and celebrate the feeling of fabric. See how entrepreneur Inga Gubeka is making world-class leather goods. Find out how Lee Sarenbach is combining her love for nature and yoga. Discover how Rehana Govender is converting tyre tubes into beautiful bags. Experience the locally handmade cushions of Cindy Roseveare. Hear the inspiring story of designer Orapeleng Modutle. Meet two women upcycling denim and empowering learners. Be inspired by rapper K.O's sneaker collaboration. And hang out with top designer Gert-Johann Coetzee. Forging his own artistic path and not following trends, Inga Gubeka is a designer and entrepreneur proudly placing African design on the global stage with his goods that exude our unique heritage.
My name is Inga Gubeka. I'm a founder and creative director of Inga Atelier. I grew up in a small village called Engaleni near Umtata. Growing up, I played with clay and using wire to build cars. I was raised by my grandmother who was a teacher. From there, I moved to Durban, where I had to go do my high school. That's when my passion for design was ignited. I started making furniture. My brand was called Indalo Decor. From there, I stumbled upon this idea of a wooden bag. I've never seen wooden bags, but I've seen wooden watches, wooden sunglasses. So I prototyped and sampled a few bags and took it to the market. People were very happy. We were doing a lot of exports around it. And that's when my journey began. How I started in the leather industry. It's something that I've always been passionate about, to work with leather. I've always wanted to do the leather bags and create a brand that can be recognized globally as an African brand, specializing in luxury leather goods. That's when the idea of Inga Atelier was birthed. Because of my background in product design, I didn't struggle much, in terms of the skills and making this. It was a matter of putting together a team, 2 people at first, that I personally trained myself as a seamstress, the other one as a cutter and patterns maker. So that's how it all began. And then from there, I wanted to scale up.
Among his accolades, Inga has had a premium whiskey named after him and has also made it onto the Forbes 30 Under 30 list.
The production of African luxury goods is important to me in such a way that, first of all, we don't have global brands that best represent our beautiful country. We only have all the international brands, like in malls like Santin, V&A, and all of that. The reason why it's so important to me is that we need to occupy these malls as local brands. We need inclusion. So that's why it's so important for us to fast track and vigorously attend to this matter of local designers and support. My design process is simple and straightforward. I draw something on the paper, imagine what it's gonna look like, and then I sit down with my pattern maker, Pilani, and then we go through how the entire thing is gonna actually look in terms of sampling and from their production. So from the sampling and design stage, everything comes to the production process, whereby all the pieces and the panels of the bags get assembled too. And then they get stitched over there, and that's how the complete product comes to life. The importance and the role of quality assurance becomes very important because we are a luxury brand. That is what luxury is. It's all about good finishes, excellent workmanship, good design, and so forth. Because we as Inga Atelier, we pride ourselves with quality. So it is very important for our staff to go through different phases and stages of quality assurance. For instance, it goes to one person to check if the stitches are done properly. It goes to one person to check if there's no glue marks. Then it goes to one person for the finish up and final touches to see if everything is 100% accurate. There's nothing that's missing or that has not been done properly from the production side. So it is very, very crucial for the brand.
As one of the most sought-after manufacturers in the country, it's rumored that even the president owns one of Inga's bags.
So basically our target market is pretty varies, like we've got bags for females, we've got bags for males, but we predominantly unisex, For instance, our laptop bags are unisex, but we also have like some little cute small purses for women, but we basically cater across board. My goal at the moment as a brand is to take our brand on a global scale. We're already penetrating the US market. The next goal now is to penetrate the European market and then the Asian market. The strategy is very clear, and we've got a roadmap for it in terms of how we want to take the brand global with my team.
Inga is a creative. He helped me grow into the type of model I am right now, because I've been doing fashion for the longest time. Now he taught me how to sell products, That's why now I can carry this bag and people ask questions about it. I feel like Inga is the growth that I ever needed as a model. So he's a crazy creative. He's always filled with ideas. He's a cool gent, he's a proper entrepreneur. Inga gives us quality, from the laptop bags to the backpacks to the duffel bags for us travelers, which look crazy dope.
I'd like to thank the Insider SA for inviting me to be part of the show, to share my journey, to share my story so that I can inspire others. Hopefully I can. We really want to be one of the best brands to come out of South Africa to the world.
With a proudly local mindset coupled with a global vision, Inga Gubeka is well positioned to take African fabrics to the world. Next on the Insider SA, discover eco-conscious activewear inspired by nature and see how designer bags are being made from tire tubes. Inspired by a love of nature and travel, a passion for design and the spirit of adventure, a Cape Town-based team led by Lee Sarenbach came together to create a brand of activewear to help women feel free.
My name's Lee Sarenbach. I'm founder and owner of Spiritgirl Activewear. I was in the yachting industry many years ago and saw a lot of water pollution, plastic in the water. After that, I moved into the events industry in Cape Town, and there was plenty of waste, and the breakdown was quite disturbing. I really still am into the beach, surfing, skateboarding, and yoga, and we wanted to create a brand that was sustainable and also motivated women and made people aware of ocean conservation. I met Kirsten from Victoria quite a few years ago. We were working in the same building, actually right next door to each other. And we noticed that they were doing a lot of pattern making, and we approached them to see if they could help us with Spiritgirl. And the relationship was born. And now that we're on the journey together.
Our goal as a company is to help fashion designers or people outside of the industry create clothing labels that are sustainable, that work well in the industry, and to get them essentially to be the best in the market, in the South African and the international market.
So we have fundamentally two collections. The one is the printed range, and then there's the non-printed. The recycled polyester, which is recycled from plastic bottles. We use that for all our printed collections. This is kind of what it looks like. And the recycled nylon, and that we're using on our new collection, which is all for our non-printed stuff. And that fabric is all generated from ghost fishing nets that are in the ocean, and they get sent off to an aquafill regeneration plant, and they create fiber from that fabric. We use sublimation printing. It is the most eco-friendly way to print. There's minimum water wastage. There's also minimum wastage on our actual fabric. And it uses heat transfer paper to transfer into the fabrics, and it goes into the grain of the fabric. So you don't have any dyes running, multiple washes, you don't lose the color of the garment. Spiritgirl originally started with focusing on the yoga industry, and the fabric is really thin. So they go to hot yoga They come out and the fabric dries really quickly. Lately, we've introduced with Kirsten a new collection with thicker fabric, so we could actually go into a broader audience, not just yogis. And this fabric is non-printed, which is regenerated from fishing nets or ghost fishing nets. It's quite thick and it hides all the creases and bumps ladies want to hide. So it can target ladies, older ladies, ladies that are going to the gym, or just general athleisure wear. And it's really, really comfortable. It's really soft and really smooth. We created these costumes for ladies that are doing sup yoga, or ladies that are surfing. They can wear these underneath their wetsuits. What we're finding lately is that older ladies actually love these costumes when they go on their cold dips in the morning, because it covers their arm. It gives them a UV 50 protection. So I'm quite impressed that we're reaching that market now too. When we first started, we were probably the only South African company that was creating clothing from sustainable recycled fabrics. But now all the big brands are doing it. Maybe not so much in South Africa, but there's a huge shift using sustainable fabrics. And it's great that everyone's actually waking up and realizing that there is a problem. It's quite a tough product to manufacture in South Africa, but it's well worth it. Once you see the end product and people love it, it's really worth it for us.
Mors, coming from the Afrikaans gemors or mes, is an upcycle business that, just like Spiritgirl, is eco-conscious, turning non-toxic waste into beautiful bags.
Mors design was started because we wanted to create an eco-ethical, sustainable brand that will address a lot of the issues that we as South Africans are facing, like unemployment, empowering the communities, skill development, job creation, and cleaning the environment while we're doing all of the above. As a sustainable brand, we're trying to find the balance between humanity and fashion. Things that are really important to us are who makes your bag, how is it made, and where is it going to end up.
Unity, inspiration, and friendship comes from the process of working with others.
Collaboration for Mors as a brand is super important for our growth and our development. I've had the honor of working with a few designers. To name a few is Tabu Mketa. So she gives us the offcuts of her Basotho blanket. And as you know, the Basotho blanket is very rich in heritage for the Lesotho people. How amazing is it that we are able to incorporate that into our brand? So this is our Wakanda bucket, and it's made from discarded fabric from Tabu Mketa's designs. We also work very closely with a company called African Jacquard, and they do amazing woven linen. This is a piece that we've converted into a bag with our recycled tire tube in the middle. So the process involved is we go to the landfill, we collect the tire tube from the landfill, we bring it back to our studio and we put it through a thorough cleaning process before we hand cut, hand stitch, and in some instances hand weave the product. Seeing the landfill for the first time was extremely overwhelming. I couldn't believe that there were so many tires in one space. And it's very gratifying knowing that we're able to do our bit by cleaning some of it up and turning the waste into worth and making ugly beautiful, because that's what Mors' ethos is all about. We use a forklift to get right onto the top, and then we walk through the heaps, and you can see Max over there. Max, do you have any tube that you've collected so far? Here we go. We literally have to go through the tire tube, check that it's actually, we can work with it or not. If we aren't able to work with it, we just throw it to the side. This is a pretty decent one. It's not too damaged. So that will go on our heap of tubes that's going back to our studio. The perfect tire tube to work with would be this one, because it's so big. It's a tractor tube. It's not badly damaged. We also have the smaller ones. Not ideal, but we use it anyway because we try to take as much of the waste here as possible and put it into good use. As you can see, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and quite a few hands involved in order for us to get a load of tube that we can actually work with.
The bags are made by previously disadvantaged women and refugees.
Welcome to the Mors Design Studio. Trevor and Sai make all our hand manufactured products in the studio. So this is one of the bags that they've manufactured. It's 100% hand stitched and hand cut from the recycled tire tube that we collect from the landfill. And if you look inside, you'll see that it's got a beautiful pop of color. I also work very closely with a woman by the name of Josephine, and she's an ex-factory worker who started a little cottage industry business from her home in the Delft township. So that's what Mauritius Ethos is all about. It's skill development, job creation, empowering communities, and cleaning the environment while we're doing all of the above. So this tire tube has already been thoroughly cleaned and put through a cleaning process. We cut it into panels. Once these panels are all equally cut, we create a body. So this body has already been glued and stitched. We then decide on which fabric we're going to be using, because we use African wax fabric for the inner, the lining. So we'll glue the African wax fabric to the back of this body. And then once that's done, it goes over to Trevor, and Trevor then does all the hand stitching. This is the final outcome. We use a rope as a strap, and this is also made by hand strap. So it's a 100% handmade product. We also create our own weave with the recycled tire tube. So as you can see, this has already been cut into fine, thin strips. So once we've completed the weave, it looks like this. We turn this into the Genuine bag. I'm currently working on a project with a senior citizen group in the township, and they're basically manufacturing these jerseys that I've designed. So the future is going to be very exciting and very bright, and I look forward to working and empowering the community.
Through showcasing the beauty of upcycling, Rehana Govender is proving that one person's trash can be another's treasure. Coming up, learn about punch needling with Cindy Roseveare and be inspired by the work of designer Orapeleng Modutle.
Sponsored by Capitec. Simplify banking. Live better.
What started out as a form of therapy for Cindy Roseveare has now turned into a business making handmade contemporary cushions focusing on texture.
Hello, I'm Cindy Roseveare, the founder of Cotton Tree. Welcome to our home.
As a small business owner, she is passionate about ensuring local artisanal quality in her creations.
My journey with Cotton Tree actually started in 2012 when I taught myself to knit and crochet as really a mindfulness exercise. And that turned into a much-loved hobby and eventually evolved into a small business, into Cotton Tree. All my experience is in corporate, and there was this part of me that was just yearning to be creative. And it took a lot of hard work and a lot of positive feedback for me to realize that I could actually be creative and earn at the same time. Cotton Tree was formally established in 2017, and the name Cotton Tree is really about all the yarn we work with is 100% cotton. It's all locally hand-dyed of the best quality. And the tree is really to symbolize the roots and the growth from the development and the skills of the ladies that we work with. I decided to focus on cushions for my business, and the reason is that it's one of the most common pieces of decor that anyone needs in their home, and so there will always be a demand for cushions, and you can bring so much incredible texture into the cushions and show interest and variation through that. The first range that I developed was called Out of Africa, and it really spoke to the wonderful wildlife that we have here and the beautiful landscape. And one of the first cushions I did was a baobab, and I absolutely love this tree. And my challenge was for me to translate the enormity of that tree and its presence in nature onto this twine cushion in a very contemporary yet identifiable way. I'm going to run through the process of what actually happens when we make a cotton twine cushion. So it comes to me in this form, and it gets blocked between two damp towels to give it some rigidity and some form before we can actually start embroidering onto it. After the sketching, it comes to Lydia and Esther for embroidery. And as you can see here, Esther's doing the kabeljou fish, and that's really part of the inspiration behind the Out of Africa range, where we really are speaking to the landscape and the wildlife of South Africa. In terms of the materials we use, we only source the absolute best cotton yarn. It's 100% cotton. It's dyed locally, and it's dyed according to all the necessary standards and eco-friendly regulations. And it's got the most beautiful touch, the most beautiful feel, and all 100% local. More recently, we moved into a technique called punch needle. And punch needle is actually an age-old embroidery technique, which has gone through a modern revival. And what it is you actually thread a very thick needle and you punch it into fabric that is stretched across a canvas. And the motion creates these textural loops, which are absolutely beautiful. Once the cushions are finished with the embroidery, we take them outside to a CNC, and he puts the backing on and a zip. They then come back here and they go through very strict quality control. It's absolutely vital that we check everything. The customer is expecting a bespoke, top-end product, and that is what we must deliver.
The dedicated team of women pride themselves on quality and authenticity. Cindy believes working with one's hands fills the soul and brings purpose to life.
What's really great about the cushions is that although they are separate ranges, they just work so very well together and cross over each other. So as you can see here, you can pair the bubble cushion from the Naturals range really well with the Zulu pattern here. The cotton twine pairs very well with the Afro-Scandi. They're all in very earthy, natural colors, which are very trendy at the moment.
With a passion for upliftment and an eye for beauty, Cindy Roseveare and her team are great ambassadors for South African textiles. Raised in Kimberley, designer Orapeleng Modutle was first introduced to the world of fabric by his mother Kidibone, who was a seamstress. He is now one of SA's top names in fashion with his company OM Style Avenue.
Well, welcome to my studio. I'm Orapeleng Modutle, aka the King of Couture. Like you all know me in the streets, that I'm the master of detail. So this is my day where I show you how it's done. So welcome to it. We are a couture-based company in Pretoria where we customized special occasion dresses. The building blocks of the Orapeleng Modutle couture is that we try and get the right kind of connection with our client and make sure that we understand the brief that she has. And in that, it gives us enough inspiration from the mood boards to create a beautiful piece, customized for the event that she wants. In 2008, when I was doing my matric, I was not really sure about which career path I wanted to go for. And I met David Lale at the career exhibition, and that kind of gave me the right kind of inspiration and motivation to move into the fashion industry, where I enrolled at the Tshwane University of Technology, and I got an opportunity to be mentored by Stone Cherry, who had her own brand at the time, which is Stone Cherry Kensani Nkosi, and then started my own brand in my brother's garage.
I always thought he had such incredible sophistication and detail, And obviously incredibly talented. I saw him right at the beginning, and now he's just doing such amazing things. He had like this willingness to learn. And for me, that's a major skill. And it's one of the things that I think determines success and how far you go. I mean, I think the creativity is obvious. You can see it in his work. I'm very proud. But he's always been like this. He's just got a very strong sense of who he is and where he's going. And so it's no surprise to me that he's done so well.
For OM Style Avenue, we like to use romantic and luxurious fabrics like your silks. Chiffon specifically is probably one of my best fabrics to use. This fabric is always what we used at Stone Cherry. I remember we used to print it, silk print it, we used to hand paint it, which used to be my absolute favorite. But then with the Orapeleng Modutle brand, every time I make a collection, I always have a silk chiffon dress because that's the quintessential Orapeleng Modutle woman who just loves to look romantic, beautiful, and exotic as much as she can. So couture takes time, especially the handwork. We are very detail orientated when it comes to us creating our looks.
And every dress is always a journey. So it's from the beading, from the pattern, from the fabric. We have to make sure that everything is done accurately.
Our focus as a brand is that we always just like to finish off stuff with our signature beading in each and every piece we do, and also just like sourcing the right kind of laces and importing the right kind of laces that when it mixes with the beading, it can be able to connect and make a story where we use a lot of stones and crystals and gemstones just to make sure that the dress just has that expensive look.
Businesswoman and friend Kgotatso Ditebe is someone who often models for Orapeleng.
So this is a very interesting story. We did a collaboration with Sowetan, 40 years of them being in the industry, and we had to recreate the Brenda Fassie dress. That was done by the boys all those good years ago. This is the dress we did for Tulipongolo for the SAFTAs Awards. Our inspiration when we collaborated went to go for Maleficent, the Queen of the Forest, but the new age, different version of Maleficent, the 2.0 version. Swarovski diamonds and crystals, and of course the crown of the whole dress, which is the ostrich feather. So this one is from our ready-to-wear collection, where we decided to make something much more easily accessible for our consumer, but we kept it still from the glam, from the couture collection. We went for a sequence fabric, an oversized shirt that can be unisex, that both men and women can wear. So this look is also one of my favorite looks. We did this for Boiti when she was going to the Moyet party. We wanted to do a reinvention of the tailored suit, but of course just taking into the Orapeleng Modutle level where everything just is a bit extra and extra. So we went for this beautiful three-piece suit where even when you want to go to a club,
honey,
you can wear that as a two-piece. Or when you go for a serious event, you wear the jacket just so it can have that statement piece.
I love his work. I'm stunned. I've always looked at his work and I said, one day, Nje, he has to dress me. So I can't wait. Yeah, I just love his clothes.
What's next is definitely trying to push the ready-to-wear collection and just make sure that it gets the right spot in the market. Yeah. Thank you very much, the Insider SA, for joining me on my day in my studio and meeting my staff and my lovely, beautiful model friends where we play dress up in the studio.
Coming up, see how Cheryl Mcdonald and Anne Henderson are upcycling denim, and see rapper K.O's latest sneaker collaboration inspired by living better. Understanding the effects that waste in fashion can have on the environment, Cheryl McDonald and Anne Henderson of Green Degree are upcycling denim fabrics for the benefit of the environment as well as the community.
Hi, I'm Cheryl McDonald.
And I'm Anne Henderson.
And we are the founders of Green Degree.
We always knew we wanted to do something together, and it had to be an outreach project. It had to be charitable. We wanted to do something that we knew a little bit about, and we were both very keen denim wearers, and we started looking up denim facts, and we were horrified to learn how bad denim was for the environment. So we came up with this concept of saving it, giving it a second life, using it again, and stopping it going into landfill.
We wanted to always link it back to what our focus was in terms of we wanted to raise funds for education. So through that, we decided that pencil case would be a perfect vehicle to use for the denim. Once we got that going and realized that that was something that we could continue with, we then needed to fund it, and we needed to fund the pencil case project. And that was when we decided that we should make denim jackets and some sort of ranges of things out of the denim that we weren't using for pencil cases.
The ladies rely on the support of their friends, families and communities, as well as a talented team of indispensable members like Denise Daniels.
When Anne and Cheryl came to me to ask to work with them, I thought jackets out of a jeans. Wow, will be a problem, but okay, overcome. At the end of the day, I've learned quite a lot on working with denim. I feel quite excited to do my bit. It's nice to help others, seeing this as a charity event. I love it.
Different denim fabrics are stitched together to create one-of-a-kind pieces.
What I really like about this jacket, it's called the ruffle, and it's very soft. This is stretch denim, and here we use, as a collar, we use the waistband of the jeans. This is also different frills, piece of fabrics, and that's it.
The strength and durability of denim makes it the perfect fabric for upcycling.
Denim is an absolutely fascinating medium to work with. It shows its age beautifully.
A lot of the time you're going to find that you've got faded sort of lines and things that come out when you put them into different panels of the jacket. What we also do is we thrift from thrift stores our trims that we like to put onto these jackets as well, also just giving them a bit of interest. We always look at the pockets, the back pockets of jeans, and we try and use any design that they have on them to then rework the pocket in another way. Okay, so this is one of our more interesting jackets that we've made. This along here is actually a waistband that we've used as our button stand on this jacket. You can also see that we've unpicked hems to find the old, aged and worn areas to accentuate and make interest on the jacket. This here with the pink stitching is an inside seam that we unpicked. You can see on the back of the jacket as well, we've been able to use that detail all the way through.
I really love this outfit because I feel incredibly comfortable. When I first put the jacket on, I felt really edgy. I felt like it brought out my personality, and I feel like I could dress this up and down. It's timeless, so yeah, I really love it.
Okay, we've sorted our denim this morning, and this is for pencil cases, and we're heading down to the Sewing Cafe in Masiphumelema. Why don't you come along?
When we worked out that we wanted to make pencil cases, we decided that there was absolutely nothing going to be made anywhere else but local. And we looked for someone who would have a shared ethos and a shared idea with us. And they matched everything that we wanted in a company. And they're a non-profit organization as well. And their whole give back is training people to sew. So we thought that was a perfect tie together. Perfect fit
for what we were wanting to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello guys, my name is Gert-Johann Coetzee. I'm working here at Sewing Cafe. I'm a machinist and a supervisor, also a cutter as well. Sewing Cafe is a small CMT that makes clothes for different designers, and it also helps the community of Masiphumelele that needs a lot of help in terms of because of poverty, because of unemployment, but it helps people from this township. They teach them basic sewing, and it teach them and also help them with employment. 2 ladies came in, and also they brought these a lot of denims. They want to recycle them, then they make the person cases. So I got involved as an employer because I specialize with bags here, and we unpick them, these denims, unpick them, under cutting, and then we take them to the ladies, and ladies start stitching them, and then we represent our customers.
Each pencil case has a special message attached for the learner who receives it, sharing with them its upcycled story.
It takes 7,000 litres of water to make 1 pair of jeans. So we realized that keeping denim out of a landfill was a good choice. And from there, we tried to link it to education, which came up with the pencil case, and then filling that with stationery.
It was also astounding to us how few children have a full set of stationery. And it was just heartbreaking. So we realized that to get their own thing that was just going to be something that they had, it was a symbol of hope. And it was actually something that they could give them a little bit of dignity and pride.
So the feedback from the school is that the improvement in terms of the flow of work and the amount of work that they can get through in a day is hugely increased and really seems to be making a big difference.
With their core values being sustainability, supporting local and kindness, Cheryl Mcdonald and Anne Henderson are an inspiration and a great example of how to use fabrics for good. Also using their passion and energy for a better life for everyday South Africans is Capitec, who have repeatedly shown that their out-of-the-box thinking drives solutions and creates change. It is their partnerships with like-minded people like musician K.O that challenge the norm and redefine the way we think about banking.
Allow me to reintroduce myself, okay?
Capitec has had a long-standing relationship with K.O. What started out as an initiative for students has snowballed into so much more. And this is what we love about our collaborators and our partnerships, is that our relationship can expand into so many other projects. For instance, we've collaborated on songs together. Our home base has been the scene for one of his music videos, Lucky Star. And when he told us about his sneaker collaboration with ASICS, we thought this was a great thing for us to come on board with as well.
Super duper clean when I pull up. When I pull up, I saw this in my dreams, yeah. ASICS on my feet when I pull up. When I pull up.
I've loved sneakers since I was a little baby. You know, my folks couldn't afford much, but they were able to get me and my brothers, you know, what they could get. And then I made it a point that when I eventually, you know, come up in life, I want to get as many sneakers as I can possibly get. I am an ambassador for ASICS Sports Style, which is the lifestyle side of things. My job mainly is just to make sure that they have presence in the culture.
Capitec is not your regular corporate. We have a strong sneaker culture. You'll see everyone from execs to employees moving about in their sneakers, so this ties in well with our company culture. The Live Better sneaker is very much inspired by the mural that has been done in our building by a graffiti artist. So we've brought on a graffiti artist to do the same with the sneaker. He put together some designs for us, and we've all just been involved in the process of selecting what would look good, what would suit our clients, and just putting together a sneaker that everyone will love.
I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I specialize in customizations and digital illustrations too.
He was working at another establishment, and I happened to be there, and I'd asked him to customize one of my pairs, and he did an amazing job, and guess what? Here we are.
Usually I'll start out by sketching it out on my iPad digitally, and then from there I'll visualize it onto the actual product. I use a lot of color in my work to bring out feelings of like nostalgia and euphoria. So along with the Live Better slogan, I thought it would be a good mix between the two. I find working on sneakers a little harder as it has a different shape and it has different grooves, and like with the logos and stitching, it can be difficult. But yeah, you get the hang of it.
As a sneakerhead, you always want to have the type of shoe that no one can buy. And if they are available for sale, it's like a super limited number of units, I'm all for it. And I'm glad that we're actually getting to do something like that with this partnership.
We love this campaign because it's quite unique. It's taking a different medium like a textile and putting our Live Better messaging on there for our clients and employees alike.
Here we are with the final product. I love this man's work. I'm big on colors. And of course, if you follow what a great brand like Capitec does, you'll know what that slogan means. And live better, that's what it's all about.
You stand a chance of winning your own pair of custom-designed Capitec kicks. We are giving away 2 pairs of Live Better Japan S sneakers in collaboration with K.O, ASICS and Zubair. To enter, simply reply to the competition post on the insidersa.co.za social media platforms using hashtag #LiveBetter. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website. Next on the Insider SA, spend a day with top designer Gert-Johan Coetzee as he unveils a new creation for friend and influencer Sarah Langa. Gert-Johan Coetzee is a household name in Mzansi fashion. As one of our country's leading designers, he has created looks that have stunned red carpets and catalogs in both South Africa and abroad. We caught up with him to find out more about how being a Vodacom RED VIP has benefited his career.
Hey guys, I'm Gert-Johan Coetzee, fashion designer to the stars, and welcome to a day in my life. I'm going to show you exactly how Vodacom RED VIP gets me through the day and gives me the opportunity to unlock more experiences. If you look at a Gert-Johan Coetzee design, it really is a lot to do with the fabric. At the moment, I'm having a bit of a red moment, so I get so inspired by the different textures and the embellishment and the drama of it. If you look at a Gert-Johan Coetzee design, it really has got that sophisticated twist on modern Baroque. And that is what I try and bring across in each and every design, and that has a lot to do with the fabrics that I use. And it's not just the physical fabric, it's also the fabric of the design and almost how you draw inspiration from life and weave that into the fabric of the garment. One of my highlights this year has definitely been designing Natasha Ubash's Miss Universe costume. I think that costume had so much purpose and meaning behind it. I just loved the story where we got children of South Africa to draw the positivity that came out of their COVID experience. And we printed it all over this beautiful beaded gown that just opened up and spread the wings of hope. And that is what it was about. And I think Natasha did our country so proud. And I think with COVID, like negativity and angst, a beautiful fashion project like this was exactly what I needed, and I think my followers needed. The pandemic has really changed how I do business. For me, we were all about events and parties and cocktails and just always being stunning and fabulous, but now we're all at home and we're socially distancing. So I had to put my creativity into second gear and think about other ways to make money. Ask myself what else is possible. I'm employing all these people, how are we all gonna survive? And I think just by applying creativity to a difficult situation has brought me up and out of this situation so well. By giving me the opportunity to have an online store that is in the top 3 of South Africa, and really focusing on the Gert brand more and pajamas and t-shirts and leisure wear and just all things that we need when we are at home and on our Zoom meetings and just meeting close friends and family. The best part about Vodacom RED VIP is that your life never has to stop. You can literally book flights, book accommodation, browse your emails, set up a FaceTime with a client or a friend, and all of that while I do my designs. And what's great about multi-SIM and multiple devices is that you can be on your phone whilst designing, sending emails because you have a second SIM, and really just get the business done so nothing slips through the cracks. A person that I love spending time with is my fellow Red VIP fashionista, Cheryl Langa. Tell me, what do you think of my beard?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Now that we're talking all things red, I think some of my favorite red moments has to be when we shot the ad campaign for my perfume Double Platinum with Sarah. And it was so much fun because we got about 1,000 roses flown in from Ecuador, and we were just packing it around Sarah, and it was just so sensational and abundant that was definitely one of the most elaborate photo shoots I've ever done. And then my other favorite red outfit is a dress that I did for Nomzamo for Miss South Africa. And for that dress, I wanted to show her as a queen, a really royal inspiration where we corseted and snatched her waist to almost nothing. And then we just came out with all these feathers and tulle and the Gert-Johan Coetzee drama that I love doing so much. And even more recently, I did this beautiful red velvet dress for Laratu. I think it's so beautiful in winter when you kind of warm things up with a bit of texture. And I first was a little bit worried about the blonde hair, but when I saw the pictures, I was very happy and it actually came out so beautifully. So first off, we are busy doing one of the hottest trends of the moment, and it is literally changing into different outfits. Now, for me as a fashion designer, I want to always spice it up a bit and then bring some of my clothes into it. And the beautiful two girls modeled it so gorgeously, where every time they come in, they hold the outfit and then they drop it. And as they drop, they walk out of frame and then the next person appears as that outfit. So it's just a bit of an editing, a bit of camera, a bit of lighting, and then it looks beautifully flawless when you post it.
I met Gert early this year through Witney. It was a competition or / challenge that he created on TikTok called Gert Walk, and I was part of it. What an honor.
So with me, it was last year. He was actually launching his perfume, and I was part of that. And from there on, we started collaborating with more TikTok trends in fashion, and it has been amazing.
I think for me, Instagram is there and it is so aesthetically pleasing and beautiful, but I really love the realness of TikTok and the people that it has introduced me to. I'm so happy and grateful that I get to meet Witney and spoil through it, and they are kind of like the it girls of TikTok. They are TikTok royalty. Each of them has got over 2.2 million followers, and it is so nice to just collaborate with them, have fun, do something that's slightly less formal than that I'm used to, and just make beautiful content and beautiful videos. And I just find the TikTok audience is just so appreciative of beautiful, fun videos like we did today.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall.
So what is next for Gert-Johann Coetzee is launching my new collection on the 10th of November. I have collaborated with a very big international brand, so I cannot wait to show you what we're doing. It's different, it's unique, it's exciting, it's colorful. So that is next. And on the other side is, if you want to enter the Gert-Johann Coetzee bursary and become the next fashion superstar, check out all the details on my social media, and you get to win a 3-year design course at the Northwest School of Design and a mentorship by me. Thank you so much for joining me on my day. As you can see, I'm always on the go, and how my Vodacom RED experience let me unlock more, do more, and be more.
Experience RED and unlock more with Vodacom RED. Stand a chance to win one of 10 10-gig data bundles courtesy of @Vodacom. To enter, find the Vodacom post on the Insider SA social pages and comment on the post, telling us what you like most about the Vodacom RED revamped plans. Competition closes at midnight on Saturday, 4th of September. Winners will be announced on Expresso on Monday morning, 6th September. T's and C's apply. Get more of the Insider SA online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider SA. Watch the show Monday evenings at 5:30. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.